A new commuter rail station opened today just down the street from our studio here in Brighton. As Stephanie Lydon tells us, it's a return to an old way of commuting in this area, but a very new way of funding public transit.
For years, the commuter rail sped past Brighton on its way to South Station. Today, it stopped, offering a welcome alternative from the usual Monday morning slog.
It says 16 minutes on the schedule. I used to walk to Brighton Center, and then the express bus would take nearly an hour, so this will be a huge improvement.
It's an everything old is new again moment for this neighborhood. Brighton once had 3 train stations along the commuter rail. It's the kind of public transit access now in high demand. But the state is struggling to expand and improve reliability of train and subway service. So how did the Boston Landing Station get done? With help from the next-door neighbor, sneaker giant New Balance.
There certainly has been plans to bring back commuter rail service to this neighborhood, but with an owner like New Balance, there was a way that we can make it happen faster.
New Balance fast-tracked the train stop by paying for it. The $20 million T-stop was a crucial investment in a much larger effort to turn a patch of old manufacturing buildings into a destination neighborhood. That includes the company's new headquarters, restaurants, a practice facility for the Bruins, another one on the way for the Celts, along with lab space, offices, and this 300-unit apartment complex. All of it now a train ride away.
It changes how people view this location.
And with this kind of change happening in neighborhoods in and around the city, by picking up the tab for a train station, has New Balance created a new template for funding mass transit?
I think it's going to be another tool in the revenue toolbox.
Josh Fairchild of the nonprofit Transit Matters says there are only so many massive projects like this one that make it feasible for a developer to fund public transportation. And he says the T needs billions just for repairs, a price tag that requires public investment at a time when it's not just companies competing against one another, but cities too.
I think we're 47th or 48th in the country in congestion and the state of our system. But at the same time, other cities across the country are embarking on billion and tens of billions of dollars of reinvestment in their system. And we need to be doing the same thing here.
Stephanie Lydon joins me. Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, Jim.
So are there any other potential projects where private developers contemplating funding public transit? I love this.
There are a couple of big ones. Out in Everett, the Wynn Casino talking about expanding Orange Line service. Project up in Lynn where there's train service now they'd like to expand along with a big residential development. And Harvard is looking at potentially funding a train station.
And also variational theme, Cambridge and Somerville kicked in, I know that's public, but on the local level into the Green Line extension into Somerville and Medford.
The flip side of that, of course, is though, what do you do in neighborhoods where there's not these big developments?
But where there is, then mine it. Is there a downside for developers and something like this?
For New Balance, the big concern was getting this project done on time. I mean, there's money at stake, and there's also the stakeholders and the neighborhood and partners. So they were extremely pleased that it was done on time. But there is that gamble.
Now, I'm pretending that I'm interested in this policy because what I really wanted you here is, I assume you know, the New Balance building. Is that supposed to be like a giant sneaker? Every time I drive by it, I hear somebody say, or my kids say, what is that thing?
My confession's why I did the story, too. I wanted to find out what is that thing.
And what is it? What's the answer?
It is inspired by mills, like the old mills up in Lawrence in Maine where the sneakers have long been manufactured. So it's a contemporary mill floating there next to the Mass
So
Pike.
it's not a giant sneaker?
Not a giant sneaker.
It's a giant sneaker to me.
Open to interpretation, Jim.
Stephanie, thanks. It's like abstract art. Stephanie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.